Long time. I know. I promise I'll do better. All right, we're talking about the weekly energies, and I'm here because this is a powerful week. Okay, let's start off with today, Sunday. Normally I start off on Moon Day, but today is significant because, oh girl, Venus up there finally got out of Leo. She was in Leo since the beginning of the summer, since the beginning of the end of my relationships. And Venus has to do with relationships. And she was in Leo, where you can't have to express yourself in relationships, have to be motivational, inspired in relationships. And she's finally in the Virgo now, which is her fall. I also don't have my ring light tonight, y'all, so bear with me. So, really quick, Venus in Virgo is analyzed yet thrifty. She is organizing things to make them more pleasurable because Venus is about the things you desire and your pleasures. And since she was in Leo for so long, in retrograde, trying to understand what she really wants and values and things, and how she can express herself and still be motivated in relationships and finances and all those kind of things. Now it's time to work those kinks out. Venus will be in Virgo for about 3 to 4 weeks until she moves back into her other sign she rules in Libra. We'll talk about more of that when we move on. So that is today. Let's move on to Monday. Moon Day, 10-9. We have the moon in Leo currently now squaring Uranus and Uranus. I need to practice that. We have the moon in Leo currently squaring Uranus in Taurus, the two fixed signs. Fixed signs always squaring it out, but there's going to be some solutions. This is disruption, but it can still be part of the dream, part of the drama that the moon in Leo, which is a fun, inspiring moon, but a little dramatic. And Uranus brings the shock, the unexpectedness. So expect some unexpected shock with Uranus anytime in the way you react to things and in your emotions. 10-10, we have Mars Day, and Mars is in Libra in its final degrees on Mars Day. Mars Day, the moon will move into Virgo. Practical reactions, okay? The moon will be conjunct Venus because Venus just moved into Virgo. This will be organizing and trying to work through heavy emotions with the moon. The moon will be opposite Saturn, so any opposition is a balancing act. It's a tug of war. So the moon opposite Saturn in Pisces, still in retrograde, is uncertainty about what solutions, what the moon in Virgo wants to organize. And you might not get organized. You might not get answers because Saturn in Pisces is wrapping up cycles that we don't know what the next step is when it moves into Saturn and Aries. We just have to kind of go with the flow and learn what the lessons are teaching us, always with Saturn, what we need to be more responsible with, what we need to be disciplined with. Also, Venus in Virgo will also be opposing Saturn in retrograde in Pisces, which is still more undesirable, hard to get comfortable with the unknown. And how do you trust the process? It's not going to be fun energy on Mars Day. Mars Day is intense already. And then Mars moves after this day. We have Mercury Day on 10-11. Mercury Day brings Mars into Scorpio. The moon still in Virgo will be trine Jupiter and Taurus, so that's practical, productive energy. Mars in Scorpio is intense and powerful energy. So the moon also be trine Jupiter, so this is helpfulness, with the moon in Virgo trine Jupiter in Taurus, still in retrograde, but giving the practicality, the manifesting kind of energy that the earth elements give, the earth signs give. Mars has also been in detriment in Libra. So now that Mars is moving into Scorpio the same day, we're having this trine of manifestations and practicality and productivity. And one other thing, Mars has been on the South Node in Libra. So it's in its detriment in Libra because Mars is ruled by Aries. And the opposite sign of Aries is Libra, which is why it's in its detriment. Mars also rules Scorpio, so it's in its detriment in Taurus. The Venus signs are in its detriment in Mars, and the Mars signs are in their detriment in Venus. So after Venus moves through Virgo and Libra, she'll be in her detriment in Scorpio, and I have Venus in Scorpio. But we'll talk more about that later because it's going to be a good Venus in Scorpio. I'm going to claim it. So Mars ruling Scorpio, and when it moves into Scorpio, this is other people's actions are no longer any of your business, okay? Libra has to do with how we relate to others, relationships. So that's why it's in its detriment in Mars and Libra. When Mars moved into Libra, I was trying to fight for my relationship and ended up getting hurt because I didn't really want to fight. And now Mars being in Scorpio, it could be a fight. It could be vengeance, which is Scorpio energy, lower Scorpio energy. But no, you don't want to do that. What you can do is turn these actions, another Scorpio word is transformation. Transform these actions to get a win-win result. Like keeping that same vengeful energy with myself. Would I want that? No, hell no. I would want to do revenge. So the more we get into Mars and Scorpio, I will explain more. But when you have Mars in Scorpio or Mars in Aries, it's being really passionate about whatever you're passionate about. So we'll get more into that later. This is going to wrap up part 1. I'm going to do the other second half of the week in part 2. Stay tuned.